I'm Frank Wilde.
Hello my friends, my name is Artur Rehi.
Hello guys, my name is Anna, I am from Ukraine and I'm here because of our community.
Hello everyone, I'm Alex Kinash from the 69th Sniffing Brigade. Welcome back to Kyiv. This is NAFO Convoy 28. I'm here with my friends. Let's see what we've got this time for the defenders of Ukraine. In Convoy 28, we're giving away not just FPVs and trucks, but we've also got land drones. Drones are a big part of this war, and the whole point of them is they can actually help save people's lives, because the more you use robots, the less you have to have humans on the front line. What you see here are two Ukrainian-made drones by ARC Technologies that we're going to be handing out. They go pretty fast. This thing can travel at 40 kilometers an hour. It can carry a 10-kilogram payload, and it has a range of 20 kilometers. So it enables an operator to drive at quite high speeds with an explosive charge and hit the Russians. And over the course of this year, we're going to be seeing a lot more of equipment like this on the battlefield, because there are a lot of these being developed. And today, we're giving away 2 of them to one of the units. So thank you for your support, and let us keep buying more things like this. Pretty much like your old radio-controlled car, isn't it? But a little bit more dangerous. Got camera here, receiver, anti-tank mine, and it's going to make a big explosion. We're going to be giving you the land drones as well. So do you use drones like that already?
Yes, of course. We use drones very often in various types of our activities. Currently, drones are used for reconnaissance, for defeating the enemy, and drones are also used to save the lives of our fellow soldiers. The most important thing is that drones can see the enemy both day and night, and this helps to destroy them effectively while having a lower cost. For example, we had a story in the Bakhmut sector. The enemy started attacking our fighters, and one of the drones simulated a bomb drop, as if we are going to drop it. The enemies ran away, and thus the guys were able to retreat, and the drone saved the lives of our comrades. So, in this way, even a reconnaissance drone can save lives if the soldiers are smart and intelligent. FPV drones or other robots such as the one you sent us help to destroy equipment, tanks, armored personnel carriers, and so on very effectively at a very low cost, and save lives of soldiers due to the long distance. Vehicles are a very important part of our daily activities. We use them to carry out combat missions, move from position to position, evacuate, deliver ammunition, and so on. The vehicles are very easily hit, but I am very grateful to you for sending us such a thing as an electronic warfare device, because it will help protect this vehicle and, let's say, increase its life.
I hope it serves you well for as long as it lives, and that it does save many lives, and that the land drones as well help out your unit. I also, on behalf of the Sniffing Brigade, as well as the truck, the RAB, the drones, I've got a patch for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
And this patch?
Oh,
This patch for you?
Thank you, mate.
I want to thank you.
And I hope that we can get this war won soon and you can get back to watching your football team.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Take care.
Thank you.
I would like to express my gratitude to the monthly subscribers of the 69th Sniffing Brigade for their support and help in raising funds for this vehicle. Currently, this vehicle will be sent to the Donetsk region. It will help to evacuate the wounded and deliver ammunition. Thank you very much for your support. Glory to Ukraine!
These things here, FPV drones or first-person view drones, before this war were something that people used in races or for hobbies. And now they've become a major weapon in the full-scale war in Ukraine. And you can see in this convoy, we've bought a lot of them. because so many of these things get used on the battlefield every month and every day. Hundreds of thousands, in fact, are flying through the air. So let's have a little look at how they work and how a unit in the Ukrainian army uses these to blow up Russian tanks and defend its country. A drone unit would tend to have two different types of drones. They'll have a reconnaissance drone that they'll be using to spot the enemy. So that could be things you've seen like the Mavic or Autel or the Ukrainian-made reconnaissance drones. They might spot a tank, artillery or a position. This thing would then have a battery that you can see there that attaches, and underneath it you will put a munition on it. You'll then fly this in the air, but the FPV part is because you're wearing goggles. So it also makes you into flying your own little missile towards the target. And here you can start to see there's antennas, because there's two different things that you need to communicate with. One, the video to your eyes, and two, to be able to control the drone. And those are the frequencies that these things operate on, and that is how an FPV is used in the battlefield. Can you maybe just, as an expert, explain a little bit about how you will use them and what the differences are?
We will use them mostly for defending our infantry in trenches from Russian infantry that try to accomplish them and trying to conquer our land. There are quite a bit differences in these drones, but all of them are great for delivering them some great explosives that we have.
Got you. So you will use these to actually, Russians are advancing on a position,
yep,
and you will actually be using them almost as like a targeted artillery or something like that, yeah?
Yeah, pretty pinpoint armor.
Yeah. And can you give people an idea of like how many would you use in a day or a week?
If it will be a good day, we will use all of them that we have here.
Wow.
In one day.
Wow, so you're what, like over 100?
Yeah,
you know,
yep,
easily.
sometimes, yeah.
Wow, and is that in like in an hour, in 2 hours, or like in what time frame? Like
in maybe 16 hours of light day.
Wow.
If it will be some quiet day, we will use them maybe in week.
Okay. And you're starting to use them at night as well, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thermal, night vision, that type of thing?
Mostly thermal. Night vision is also great things, but thermal is much easier to use when you got some UAVs that, for example, Mavic 3C, that we're using for making recons at night, and so it's much easier for spotter in the group of FPV drones to understand when the pilot should go and what he should did there.
And do you work alongside any of the armour in the 47th Brigade as well, like the Bradleys and the other?
Yep. Sometimes we're trying not only work with our infantry, we're trying to work with our armour, with our Bradleys, with our Abrams tanks and other things. If someone from our brigade needs help, we're always there.
So how would it work then? Like if a Bradley's, how would you work with the drones and the actual armour? Supporting or?
Yep, yeah. We're supporting them. If Bradley are going on its firing position, then there is some technique from Russians, some tanks or maybe other armored vehicles that they're using to conquer our positions, and so we're helping Bradleys to hunt them up and to fire them down. Amazing.
Well, I mean, it's pretty incredible, isn't it? Like, this is maybe only a day's worth of drones here.
Yep.
So, you know, it shows how much more fundraising we got to do and how many drones get used in the war. And last question, are you having that same number of drones coming back at you, or have we got more?
Nowadays, I think our side of this war got more drones, fortunately, because of volunteers like you, and we're really thankful for this, because if we got much less, it would be much easier for Russians to conquer our land and much harder for us to fight for our freedom.
Well, Hector, it's a pleasure. And, you know, I hope that these drones do the work for you, and, you know, we look forward to hopefully seeing the videos of them in action. And along with the drones, I will present you with the 69 Sniffing Brigade patch that I'm sure you will wear with pride.
Great, thanks.
And maybe, have you got an arm that I can put it on? There you go, my friend.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, mate. Good luck. If you could just start by explaining, we've got FPV drones this time, so how will your unit make use of them?
In modern warfare, drones have been playing an important role in helping to destroy the enemy and have become more effective than some sniper units. For us, this assistance is very important in order to maximize our effectiveness in destroying enemy personnel and equipment. Today, during one combat day, small FPV drone squad uses at least 10 drones per day. And we have created quite a few of such units. We have units like the Owls, units like the Griffons, and every infantry battalion already has a reconnaissance branch and aerial reconnaissance branch that use FPV drones. Not just Mavics, not just other assets. We use FPV drones as one of the most effective means of destruction. Unfortunately, our enemies are also learning all the time. And you can't call them chmobiks, as we're used to. They're also learning, they're also modernizing systems. Every day they are trying to inflict damage on us as much as possible. Today we're creating a new unit that uses drones as a counterbalance to exactly find the drones and destroy them. Unfortunately, we have limited resources, so we have to resort to the help of our friends, volunteers and those people who help us, including help with FPV drones, in order to become more effective.
And Anna, you can explain, it was you and your community that have funded all of this.
So my subscribers from the channel Anna from Ukraine raised money for these drones. You will not be ashamed. We do not doubt it. I want to say that many people are fascinated by the work of drones. There are a lot of people far abroad who believe in you, in armed forces of Ukraine, and really like drones. Today we understand that there is a huge problem with mobilization resources. We do not believe that everyone should go to war, but sometimes we just need this kind of help, and we will fight ourselves, because we have been at war since 2014. And our war did not start in 2022, but in 2014.
And thank you to my community for supporting these really brave and strong Ukrainian soldiers.
Would you like to give them patches as well,
I'd be
Anna?
honored.
There you go.
I'm honored to give you these chevrons, which are a part of our campaign. Our unit was established in 2015. It was the first brigade in Ukraine created according to NATO standards, and the first brigade to implement the American decision-making system. It still exists today. We are now implementing those NATO standards. The full-scale invasion actually caught us in Gostomel. Some of our servicemen were defending the airport in Gostomel and the Mriya aircraft, which is probably better known to everyone. And another part of the brigade made a full-scale invasion in the city of Rubizh, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk, Popasna, Luhansk region. It was 77 days of hellish fight for Luhansk region. And now we continue our fight on the outskirts of Bakhmut. This vehicle helps to quickly transport the soldiers from the evacuation point to the stabilization point, and sometimes to the hospital on the terrible roads in the east. Unfortunately, there are no roads there, only directions, and it is these relatively easy to drive and, most importantly, very reliable vehicles that are needed there.
Once you get this back to the east, how often will this be being used?
I wish it was as rare as possible, but I think we need them every day.
And do they still, medical supplies like this, is this still important for the unit? Have they got enough of this, or do we need more?
No. We're provided with these materials, but they will never be unnecessary.
This truck is fundraised by, it's Estonian, and from Liisa as well. Now, Liisa is our master Cassivac fundraiser. How many have you done now, Liisa?
The second and third we're delivering, and next one next month.
We are very grateful. And I think it will be absolutely logical if I present you with a medic chevron. It says medic. Thank you very much.
We organized a charity run for Estonian startups, and we asked everyone to sign up and run 400 meters. And we chose this distance because it's one of the hardest runs you can do. And we asked everyone to run for their lives, because we wanted for them to feel what it's like to run for your life on the front line. And we had 36 companies who signed up for the run. And before the run, we told them where the truck is going, and we asked them to go, all out at full speed, really run for their lives, and they really did. People were falling across the finish line, so it was all because we're also inspired and motivated by what you're doing. So, and there are a lot of people in Estonia who want to help you and actually donated as well.
We're sincerely grateful to the Estonian startups that have united to purchase this medevac for our unit. It will literally save the lives of our soldiers, help evacuate them to a stabilization center, to a hospital, where they will continue to receive medical care. Thank you very much for your unprecedented and ongoing support of Ukraine. It would have been much harder for us without you. Thank you.
Tell people a little bit what type of drones do you work with?
Mavic, Autel, FPV.
And I see we've brought you a jammer as well here that actually jams both Mavic and FPV. So is it important to defend against them as well? Are you finding Russia's using a lot of drones?
They have many more of these systems. It's very difficult for us to get in and go out of positions. The electronic warfare devices do not always work. They use different frequencies and find ways where we don't. That's why they get through.
You've got your NAFO truck with the jammer. You've also got a Mavic 3T here. So this is, and if you could briefly, how will you use this in the combat?
We use drones as aerial reconnaissance. It is very important to see Russian columns from afar, and to break them from afar so that they don't even come close to our infantry.
And everything you see here, the drone, the truck, is because of Frank here and his community. So I'd like to introduce you to Frank.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And thanks for defending Ukraine. You're doing great work.
Thank you.
And we're very proud of you. Seriously.
Thank you for your help.
Help us.
Frank is from Germany, Berlin. He's a big supporter of Ukraine. We're all going to keep working as hard as we can to protect you, to protect beautiful places like this that's now in Ukrainian, not Russian hands, and to make sure that you can live a peaceful life in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
And I want to say something because I think it's really important to know that NAFO and all these amazing people who make sure that these trucks are delivered, it's all private people, more or less, who do it, and it shows, and it's important to know that as a private person you can do a lot for Ukraine's victory. We should never rely just on politics and whatnot. We should really speak out, use your social media for support of Ukraine, supporting your values, supporting the free world, and enable these brave defenders to save your future. This is of major importance. The war is far from over. Let's stand united and give them everything they need. This is the best investment in your future. Seriously.
And Frank, you can present him with the patch as well on behalf of the Sniffing Brigade.
So I got the honor now to give this amazing NAFO Sniffing Brigade patch. Thank you, thank you. Good luck, and may
Cheers.
God be with you defending Ukraine.
I would like to thank Frank and his subscribers for their help in raising funds for this vehicle. It will serve us faithfully for logistics, for the delivery of ammunition, for the transportation of personnel. Thank you very much. Glory to Ukraine.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the unit does in the fight?
Our unit performs special combat missions. We're not in the trenches. We work on the point-by-point basis. For example, we're given a task to go on an assault, and our task is to cover this assault, like to suppress the enemy with the fire and thus help our infantry to assault.
We are giving them fire support.
Okay. With like mortar or something? Yeah?
With a huge, with mortar,
Yeah.
or huge gangs, you know, like.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How has it changed from maybe last year to this year? Are you finding that you're having to operate in a different way with, say, the amount of drones that are in the sky?
In general, the situation at the front is changing very quickly, and we see how our enemies' actions are improving, how their equipment is improving, but we're not standing still either. And the war, to be honest, from the first day I came to this war until now, it has changed a lot, because new drones, FPV drones, dominate. This is logical, because why lose manpower, why lose people's lives when you can work with drones? Yes, they cost money, but it is not the same as the losses in this war. Any life is priceless, and drones or equipment can be made and purchased. It's not just about FPV drones. As of today, we have destroyed almost the entire fleet of our enemy without losing a single ship. This is very cool.
We know that mobilization's a big thing at the moment, and we need more men to fight. But I think I'm right in saying that you were not in Ukraine when the full-scale invasion happened. Can you tell people a bit about your story and how you've ended up fighting here?
When I was a child, at the age of 10, I went abroad to Italy, lived there for 20 years, studied and lived. When a full-scale war broke out, it was clear that I, as a worthy Ukrainian, decided to return and defend my homeland. When I came here to Ukraine, I started volunteering at first. Later, I joined the Ukrainian Armed Forces and was assigned to the Omega Special Forces unit, where I'm currently very happy to serve.
Do you have a message to other men that might be in Italy or elsewhere that are Ukrainian?
Guys, don't be afraid. Take up arms. If you're afraid to take up arms, help as much as you can, because there are a lot of needs at the moment. Not all of us are military. Not all of us are ready to fight. We all understand this. But there is a lot of other work that requires people we're really lacking right now. And no one else can do it but us. Because if it is not us, our Ukraine will simply not exist. The orcs in Donbass will not stop. They will go further, and we have to defend our honor and our land.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, mate.
We are very grateful to the Dutch battalion for the vehicle, thanks to which we will be able to destroy the occupier more and better, burn Russians and kick them off our land. Glory to Ukraine!
My position is operator of your UAV, DJI Mavic, and my work consists of reconnaissance of the road, reconnaissance maybe possible targets for our tanks, and when our tanks worked, we support our tanks from the sky.
Great.
Yeah, and we need this car for transportation our equipment and people, our squad to the position, and our position approximately maybe 4 kilometers from the enemy position.
So can you explain to everyone a little bit about how that works? How you use the drone and then how the tank will then be engaged in the combat?
It's easy. When tanks have two works. First work here go to the 100 meters from the enemy position, and the second here worked from close positions, approximately maybe 5 or 6 kilometers from the we called it close positions.
Yes.
Yeah. And when tanks worked in first, we support him from the sky and щоб танки не заблукали там по лісу.
For tanks not to get lost.
This is Anna from Ukraine as well. Her community has been responsible for being able to give you this truck here today.
And I'm very grateful to our community and to NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade for making it all possible and supporting real heroes, brave people, Ukrainian soldiers with so much needed NAFO trucks and many other beautiful things.
Anna, would you like to give them a patch?
That's an honor.
There you go, start there.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much.
And one for you, Andre.
Thank you so much.
Дуже дякую.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
Дуже
you.
вам дякую за допомогу.
Also, thank you.
Thank you. Дякую.
We would like to thank Anna from Ukraine for raising funds for this wonderful vehicle, which will help us to carry out combat missions in the Kharkiv sector. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. This vehicle will be needed by the medical unit to provide prompt, qualified assistance to our wounded soldiers to get them back on their feet as soon as possible.
3rd Assault Brigade are one of the most famous assault brigades, and they are used to fix some of the worst problems on the front line. So I sadly imagine that this will be a very busy truck.
Unfortunately, yes. Most often we use such vehicles in the hot spots. A lot of vehicles break down as a result of shelling and damage. That is why these vehicles will help us more than ever.
Were you in the army before full-scale invasion?
Yes, I served in conscript service and worked in security units.
As a guard? Yeah, I mean, he's a massive man, isn't he? What else does he think Ukraine needs to win the war?
We need more weapons.
Yes, sadly so. And this Kassivac is another one that's fundraised by our Kassivac veteran, Liisa. And Liisa, I think it's super cool you've got one going to 3rd Assault Brigade, because these are very, very brave fighters.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
As well as the truck, you're also going to get a Sniffing Brigade patch presented from Liisa, and you can try and fit it on his arm somewhere.
We hope that you know that there are a lot of people in Estonia who care a lot and are very much inspired by what you're doing, protecting the freedom of not just Ukraine but also Estonia and everybody who believes in democracy. So thank you.
On behalf of the brigade, I would also like to thank you, your country, for the assistance, because it is more important to us than ever. I would like to thank Estonian startups for providing us with this wonderful vehicle. It will help medical workers to evacuate wounded soldiers. This will help to get them back in action as quickly as possible and continue the fight. Thank you.
Have you got supply issues until the US aid and the other aid from the West arrives? What's the situation like in his unit?
The situation is constantly changing, just like the war is changing. Every 3 months we change the tactics of war, the way we fight. There is a constant need for armed forces. We have a fire support company. We have large caliber 12.7mm machine guns, grenade launchers and anti-tank missiles, both guided and unguided. That's why we needed to take them out. They are very heavy. And the closer we bring them to zero, the more chances we will have to cover our infantry. The biggest problem we have now is FPV drones that are constantly monitoring us and hitting our vehicles.
The truck has come all the way from Estonia and then it will go to the front in 2 days, and this man here, Kaspar, is the man that managed to raise the funds for it.
Thank you.
I want to say that it's my fourth convoy and my first car that I bought myself, and I'm really honored to give it over to such a special unit, and Estonia is really proud of what they're doing, and we will continue our support.
You're an artillery brigade, but we've got FPV drones for you here. So can you ask, do you use artillery and the drones? How will it work?
Aerial reconnaissance in our brigade is at a very high level. Our artillery reconnaissance battalion has repeatedly worked with other artillery brigades. These drones are very much needed. They are currently deciding the course of the battle, the course of the war. Thank you very much for your comprehensive assistance, because each drone means one saved life at least, and one less occupier on our land.
And in return, as well as the drones, I do have 69 Sniffing Brigade patch for you. Pleasure. Good luck. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's exchange chevrons. Thank you.
We've heard drones being used to defend against Russian infantry. How will your unit make use of these FPV drones?
Probably the same as others. This is the enemy's manpower, armored vehicles. We work on everything that has entered our land.
Yeah. And it's a highly targeted way instead of artillery. So, you've got these here. How many would you use? How many will you get through in a day?
in different ways. We use about 10-20 drones a day, depending on the offensive. It is very heated now, so we use a lot of them.
So these drones actually, and these ones here, are part of Adopt a Drone in Arnaud. Like, would you like to say hello? Or yeah.
Thank you very much. And yeah, just a few words regarding Adopt a Drone. So since we launched the initiative, we have fundraised more than 250,000 euros for drones. We delivered around 200 drones. And but this time is the first time that we've been purchasing only Ukrainian drones.
Yeah.
Very good. Slava Ukraini. Дякую.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
We're engaged in finding and destroying the enemy using various unmanned aerial systems.
And are they doing that with like longer range reconnaissance drones or smaller ones like Mavic, Wilde?
All.
Okay. And what type of target do you look for? Like high value, big target, or?
There are different targets, different tasks. Sometimes we perform tasks to support our groups. Sometimes we perform tasks to find and destroy targets behind enemy lines.
Where does he think drone technology will go in the future? Because it's changed so much in 12 months. What will happen next?
They are already starting to think for themselves. There are artificial intelligences. Navigation systems are being developed to minimize human labor, to protect fighters, so that the drone can perform certain tasks at a programmed level.
So he thinks in the future they will be fully automated?
Maybe not fully, but 90%.
90%, yeah. And well, do you think that's a good thing? Like,
it's perfect.
Yeah. As long as we have them and not the Russians, right?
It's a dream for all drone operator, sitting far away from the line of war.
Yeah, of course.
And just making a big trouble for enemies.
Of course, just turn it on and walk away.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I hope, and how far do you think we are away from that being reality? Real?
Ми не дуже далеко.
We're not too far away. A lot of things are getting tested every day. And during this full-scale invasion, I have personally seen probably 6 or 7 generations of drone development.
Wow, okay. So it won't be long until you can be back here in Kyiv having a barbecue and your drones will be working in the front at the same time.
I hope to have a barbecue in my country without war.
This truck was actually fundraised by an Estonian member of parliament who rode his bike from Tallinn to Kyiv. Crazy man.
He has strong legs.
Very, mate. He does have strong legs. He has very strong legs.
We would like to thank Mr. Kristo Vaga for providing us with this beautiful vehicle, which will help us to fulfill our tasks and bring our victory closer. Thank you very much. Glory to Ukraine.
So it's called Company of Operational Recognition. Is that like, what exactly do they do?
We're an assault brigade. Today, the brigade is trying to hold the positions we have taken since last summer and storm new ones. This is in the Zaporizhia direction.
It's difficult fighting at the moment, though. Is that right?
It is a very difficult area. The difficulty is that last summer, when we went there, all the trees were still green. Now we have taken those positions, but the Muscovites have completely destroyed all the flora and almost nothing grows there. There is only some stalk.
It's what Russia does, it burns everything to the ground.
They are destroying everything.
How many drones will you be being attacked by? Can you give an idea for people so they can understand how big the problem is?
There are two conclusions. The first is scouts who simply find the enemy's positions, and after them, different types of artillery work. The second is the kamikaze. How many drones can attack? A little story. We had a guy wounded a week ago. He was sitting in an ordinary basement of a village house all day, and he was attacked by a drone all day long. He disguised his position with some scrap metal windows so that the drone would not fly to him. They started dropping missiles on him, and all day long he was fighting off drones like that. How many drones can there be in a day? A lot of them.
Or just constant drone?
And then two of them fly up at once. One tries to destroy what he has built with a drop, and the other tries to fly to him and hit him there. But he's alive and well. About 2 weeks ago he underwent treatment and he's already back there.
Wow, brave man. I hope that you can not only hold the position, but keep pushing back once we get more equipment and more men to help you. And thank you for doing it. Thank you. And on behalf of the Sniffing Brigade, as well as the truck and the jammer, you've got food packages with lots of presents in here from America and Tallinn.
We thank Artur Rehi and his subscribers for this wonderful gift. These vehicles really save lives. They have repeatedly taken wounded soldiers out of the hot spots and delivered them to the hospitals. Together to victory and glory to Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini.
We make these trucks custom, so they are suitable for casualty evacuation.
Yes, of course. The car works every day. There are always tasks for it. Unfortunately, there are wounded. They need to be taken out, they need to be saved.
It's fundraised by one of our biggest fundraisers, the Belgium Renaud here. You can see, if you come round, it has the Belgian flag, and he actually donates a lot for our charity and has recently fundraised a number of these types of vehicles.
We met already. I brought also a lot of tactical medicine products, tourniquet and seal chest and hemostatic gauze and compressed bandages. That's a nice story also. They saw that, and immediately this gentleman asked me one for his child and another one for his friend.
Amazing.
And without knowing what NAFO was.
Amazing.
So I had to explain, and it's not patron, because a lot of people are thinking it's patron.
Yeah, patron, yeah.
But no, it's a Shiba Inu dog, and then try to explain what is NAFO.
It's the charities in the world that help Ukraine have taken on the word NAFO instead of NATO, and the symbol of a NAFO person is this dog. It sounds crazy, but it helps us raise money online. And that's the story, simply.
Really, and simple minds, I found it great.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I'm a fella of NAFO.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Alex is just mad as me, and we are on
Totally
Twitter
mad.
with our own names. Well, it's not the rule, but we are brave.
No, I will not be going on holiday to Russia anytime soon. But give them our patch
Fine,
as well.
super. Thank you, please.
So they both get our brigade patch as well, in Ukrainian.
Please. And that's for you also, of course.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Good luck. Thank you.
And the yours is coming.
Oh, that's for me? No, that's for you, but you have to show it.
We also want to give you our flag.
Хочу подякувати пану Рено.
I want to thank Mr. Renaud for the evacuation vehicle for the medical service of the 15th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine. This vehicle will evacuate the guys from their positions. Thus, it will save lives. Thank you.
Батальйон, котрий складається з харків'ян.
Our battalion consists of Kharkiv residents. And Kharkiv is a city of reinforced concrete. It is a Mannerheim line. And it is a city where the enemy of our state stopped and his plans were disrupted.
І його плани були порушені.
I've been to Kharkiv and I've met quite a few people from Kharkiv. Is Kharkiv the best city in Ukraine?
Yes, так. Так.
Without question.
Without question.
Without, yeah.
Kharkiv the best.
It is. And Tom, British Tom, you know Tom.
Ми вже давно знайомі.
We have known Tom for a long time. It was by the will of fate that we met. Tom is a friend not only of our city, but a friend of Kharkiv citizens. And this is not the first time he has helped our brigade. And when the mayor of Kharkiv met us, he asked us to give Tom this souvenir, this book, which he personally signed for Tom. This is a single copy, and they are not for sale, but for occasions like this, for our dear friends.
Для продажі, а для таких от ось случаїв, для наших дорогих друзів.
Wow.
І також
He also asked us to send him the flag of our city because Tom sent us photos from his home where the flag of our country is flying. And we're very pleased with this. And it will be even more pleasant when this flag flies on the house of our friend Tom. This is from the heart, from the soul. It's from the people of Kharkiv, Tom. Yes, and what did you say? Why the Iron Battalion and why the Iron Kharkiv people? In Kharkiv, the defense line runs everywhere, including the streets. Our utility workers are also fighting under fire. They are eliminating these consequences of the enemy's aggression. Our children and women remain in Kharkiv under fire. These are gifts that my youngest daughter drew and sent with her own hands. And yesterday, if you're interested, this picture was taken. Please look at our central square. The photo was taken for Tom's sons, but there was a shelling. And what did it lead to? The child is crying, and this is a cry of the soul. This is a cry of the Kharkiv children. And they are asking, close the sky, help us. We will gnash the enemy with our teeth, but with our teeth, with our fists, we cannot do anything about these bombs. Give us protection from this. The commander of the Regional Directorate East also conveyed his gratitude to Tom. Thank you for his help to our units. I'll tell you one more incident. We communicated once about a year ago, and it was such a hard time when our drones were shot down. There were no birds, no Mavic, and I had this conversation with Tom. Tom says, "What's going on?" And I said, "We have problems." And Tom very quickly sends us a drone through the convoy. We immediately put it to work because there was no surveillance at all. Then the commander calls and tells us the following story. We lifted the bird and the orcs were just climbing to the positions. And thanks to the drone, the lives of our guys were saved, because we saw it in time.
життя наших хлопців.
Well, Tom,
Thank you.
you've brought the truck, another drone, right?
Another Mavic,
Mavic
yep.
3T. You've got some good presents in return. So, wow. You next time you need to bring Patriot.
Yeah. A bit much for me.
Я даже
I have no doubt that it will happen again. Tom used to say, "It's hot here." And I answered, "No, it's not. It was you who came and the sun came out."
Oh, mate. Do you want to say anything, mate?
Well, the reason why I kept in touch with Andriy, we have children, he has children, and this is called Wilfred 3, this truck. Andriy's unit had Wilfred 2, named after my children. So it's so important that your children and my children are safe, and you and your guys are helping make them and the country safe. So we're grateful.
I hope so. There are very few of these panchos made. This is a singular pancho.
Amazing. Exclusive.
And how long have they been in the unit for?
I have been in the brigade since September 2022.
How important is a truck like this to them right now?
This is a very important and urgent issue at the moment. So urgent that this vehicle will immediately go on a combat mission.
It has been fundraised and donated by one of our biggest donators, Renaud of Belgium.
We met already. We met already.
And I would like Renaud to issue out with the 2 patches. Renaud.
Thank you.
The gentleman.
Do you have a place?
Thank you. Thank you, Renaud.
No, you don't have a place. That's all right.
There you go. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
And I'm very honored of having already get 2 badges from them.
Yes, this is for you. Thank you.
It is basically impossible to have one of these unless you have fought and been in a combat mission and trained by Azov.
Wow.
So they are not given to anyone, but stickers are good, right?
No, that's a very good one.
Thank
you.
And as for the chevron, we would like to say that unfortunately we cannot give our chevrons to everyone, because chevrons are very important. People go into battle with them, and people die with them. A chevron is a special relic of every soldier in our unit. That is why we have given everything we could from ourselves.
I think it's a good thing.
Thank you.
Azov is one of the first units and probably best unit to have NATO standard training, and you should earn the patches in combat.
Slava Ukraini. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the nation, together to victory. We're grateful to everyone involved in raising funds for this beautiful, very beautiful pickup truck. We really need it now. Thank you.
Нам дуже наразі потрібен. Дякуємо.
Maybe.
Easter bread. This is Pascha.
And for you guys, we've brought trucks and FPVs, and I assume that you will do some quite special things with this equipment.
We have been creating cool stuff since 2014.
So you've been fighting the Russians since the beginning for 10 years now. Were you fighting before that as well? You were a professional soldier?
This group brings together different people with different skills. Because there are professional military men, there are also engineers, IT specialists who together produce results.
What else do you think you need to help Ukraine win?
So that everyone has a war, and not just for some people it is there, and others are just somewhere around.
So in terms of, you mean that it can spread beyond Ukraine, that more men need to fight in Ukraine, or that we need to be ready for war beyond Ukraine?
We're standing on the divide of the civilized world and, let's not swear, the right fulfillment, I guess.
Can he remember, like, because he's been a soldier for a long time, like, what motivated you to become a soldier back when you first joined the army?
The country invested in me all my life. I mean, I studied to be a military man from Suvorov school, paratroopers and so on. I mean, it's my duty. And not like some professional military man, he turned around and Chernobyl boiler, 2 combat missions to Nova Poshta.
And what advice, because he's been a soldier a long time, there are men just signing up now to fight, others that might be thinking about it. What advice does he have that he can give to these men? What would he suggest?
To get ready. War touches everyone, sooner or later. I don't see any good training camps here and everything else. Prepare. If we miss them here, the Russians will move on.
This is Peter, the founder, director of the charity, and this is his special Hilux, so I'm going to get Peter to give you the patch to the man.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for support.
We want to thank the subscribers of the channel 69th Sniffing Brigade for their help in buying this vehicle and other equipment, which will bring our victory closer and help to destroy the orcs. Glory to Ukraine!
You're an artillery unit, is
Yes,
that right?
exactly. Yeah.
And we've got 2 trucks for you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
A pleasure, sir. If you can start just by explaining, we got you a Mercedes. How are you going to use that within your artillery unit?
We use howitzers.
Yeah.
And we use rockets for howitzers to deliver to the positions.
Yeah, of course.
To deliver food.
Yeah.
To our units.
Yeah.
To move units around.
Yeah.
To bring food.
Yeah.
Water. Ammunition, equipment.
Howitzers, you've got, what, NATO 155 or D30?
Yes, it's a NATO 155 standard. Yeah. It's a Ukrainian made. It's 2C22 Bogdana called.
Ah, the new ones?
Yes, the new ones, exactly, yeah.
And what's it like?
They're huge.
Is it good?
I hope so. Our first unit went to training to the Western Ukraine. We will know results very soon.
Brilliant. I mean, I've seen, is it the ground-mounted one or the one on the truck?
No,
like on the
lorry,
on the lorry, like the Caesars.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
I mean, it does look
We
serious.
use Tatra Czech-based lorries, put those Bogdanas on them, and that's how they move around.
I mean, and if it's as good as the Caesar, then we're in a good place, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Like, really good news. I was going to ask you that. Like, you signed up voluntarily in March.
Yes.
Like, what we're trying to mobilise right now as well. What do you have any message to men that might be thinking about it or that haven't yet? What would you say as someone that signed up straight away in those early few weeks?
I would say that if everybody runs, we will never win. Somebody has to do the job. That's it.
We have to fight for Ukraine.
Exactly.
And you've started to meet. So this one we've brought over from Estonia, and this one has come from the United Kingdom.
Yes.
That you can see there. So, and I think, you know, as far as nations go, Estonia and the UK have backed Ukraine from the beginning in terms of a government level, military level, and also at a charity level here.
Yes.
So I think we started to meet Tom, but I'll bring him in because this is Tom.
Yeah, I already thanked Tom. Tom, thank you very much. Thank you for your help.
No, it's okay.
Tom does this all himself, to be honest. You know, like, we do a lot of public fundraising. Tom has felt that this is an important thing to do, and I'll let you say it in your own words, actually, Tom, because, you know, you've put a lot of effort into helping Ukraine, and, you know, why do you do it?
Well, just meeting guys like yourself, hearing about being apart from your family and sacrificing your career. It's things we can't imagine doing in the West, and we know how important fighting off an aggressor is, and we just want to do as much as we can to help you win this fight for your own freedom and independence. So
thank you very much, Tom. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure.
And this is actually his third vehicle he bought for Ukraine.
Yes, totally. And it's a long drive, isn't it, mate? As you and your fellow drivers have found out, I bet. th Regiment are one of the better known and successful drone users, right, in Ukraine?
Our unit, one of the first unit, maybe even first unit who become to use UAVs and drones as a main weapon.
Yeah.
Like a specification of our unit is using the FPV drones, the air reconnaissance, and our main priority now is the FPV drones.
Yeah.
We are searching about others because now it's like a new branch. It's a game changer, and all world around knows that this the weapon. How we think it's like maybe the tanks in the First World War, like like the aviation in the Second World War. It's changing the rules, and it's very interesting, but it's very difficult because we don't know how. We don't know. We are trying to find the way of the best tactics, of the best ways to how to use it, how to reach our targets, and nobody give us instructions how to use it because it's quite new. We are searching for it on the battle line, trying new tactics, combining, analyzing the situation, how it's on, what is give us result, what is false, and it's quite dangerous because we don't have like a field manual.
Of course,
yes,
it's like innovation.
Sure, like steps. But now we're doing our own analysis. We are giving what we know to other units because the situation is that many units of Ukraine are using the UAVs and kamikaze and FPV drones.
I was going to ask that, like, do you share best practice so that it does get across other regiments?
As we may, for sure, we have some obstacles, but anyway, the situation is that on the most hottest battle line areas, because it's usually our regiment, where is danger, where is most amount of the Russian assaulting units.
You're not in the nice places.
We are there because we're trying to stop their approach. And in these areas, a lot of some units which using the UAV. And for sure, our pilots, they communicate with each other and trying to share our experience. Which tactics are better. Not all, but what may be useful for our army.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you about tactics. What I'm interested in knowing about is, where do you think the future of drone warfare is going to go? The technology and how it gets used.
The situation is that at all we count the life of our soldiers, not same as Russian terrorist army do.
Of course.
They can spend 100 soldiers per one day. We saw it. And we cannot do like this. Not only because we are few, our forces are few and they are many. Not only because of this, because we have another mind, I think. Because each of our guys is a guy who the best, I think, like this is like a best part of our society. Because they went to protect their country, their families, and everything. So I think we're coming that on the battle line, on the few kilometers, maybe 5-10 kilometers in the future, there will be not so many units as before. So now we are working with trying to work with ground drones.
Yes, of course.
With the air drones. And I think maybe in this year already the battle line will be covered by the air reconnaissance without the contact with the enemy soldiers directly. So FPV, ground drones, I think it is the future.
So a line of robots fighting. Almost.
And I think it's it have a sense because even I don't think now about cost of the life. It's even it costing money. It's a equipment. It's preparing the soldier. We cannot just take people from the street and give him a drone. We have to teach him. We have to educating. He have to do a lot of practice because, for example, our regiment is, as I know, one of the first or maybe even first unit who have full basic training before they send you to combat line, especially for the drone using. Not just giving the drones and go and try. No, we make a lot of trainings before. So I think it will be the future of this war. Less soldiers on the combat line.
Yeah.
I mean, at least from our side.
Yes, of course.
And more techniques. Techniques save lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, the equipment save lives.
Well, thank you, X, for explaining that. It's really interesting. You got the truck, you have some jammers, night vision, you have a box of goodies from our American friend as well in here. You've got all sorts of things, mate.
Perfect.
Including cards and mouse traps. No.
Yeah, mouse is also sometimes our enemy.
Exactly,
but the tracks, yes, the situation is that our specific is working on the tracks.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of equipment. It's our lives.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a quite and jammers.
Cool. Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to say great thanks to the Artur Rehi and for this wonderful track, which will be used in a few days on our combat mission. It will transport our guys to the positions. It will transport our equipment. It will be saving our lives because the tracks is one of the main things in our job, which will help us to protect our land, our homes, our families, and thank you for all of you, for all subscribers of Artur, for your support. We feel it and we will use it in our protection of our country. So, glory to Ukraine, glory to heroes, together to victory.
Were you in the army before full-scale invasion?
I was a contracted soldier from 2013 to 2018. And when the trouble came to our country in 2022 on February 24, I immediately, without hesitation, joined the brigade. Without military registration and enlistment offices, without anything. I even had my own equipment. I was immediately drafted. On March 14 of the same year, 22, unfortunately, I was wounded. I was wounded near the town of Makarev, Kyiv region. Then I was treated and immediately sent to Donbass. Given the trend of the current war, it was necessary to make some decisions, and it was decided to create a new unit in the brigade. Our unit is quite young, not even 2 years old, when it was accepted and included in the brigade's staff. We are directly engaged in aerial reconnaissance. In my unit, we have attack drones and kamikaze FPV drones.
And are you using like long-range reconnaissance, like Ukrainian drones like Shark and things like that, or Mavic and Autel?
We have long-range reconnaissance drones such as Leleka and Krylo, but we do not use them now because there are other combat missions that the crews need to perform. We do conduct aerial reconnaissance, but with drones like Mavic.
Yeah, more close range. Yeah. And, I know there are a lot of people working on trying to help scale manufacturing of drones so that we can fight harder.
So thank you very, very much, and we will always continue to cooperate with you. This flag was painted by a soldier of my company and signed by soldiers who were on vacation. I want to thank Artur Rehi and his subscribers for this vehicle. This vehicle will help the 95th Brigade's Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Unit in destroying the enemy. This vehicle will transport crews to positions to conduct continuous surveillance of the enemy and destroy enemy equipment and manpower.
Привет. Alex.
Alex. Alex too.
If you could just start by introducing your unit and what you do.
Our 30th Separate Mechanized Brigade has been defending our country from the enemy since 2014. The brigade is currently deployed in the eastern sector. It is also performing its combat missions. This vehicle is equipped with this electronic warfare system and is needed to protect our soldiers as the enemy uses a large number of drones and dumps artillery.
What else do you think we need to do to win?
First of all, we need to keep going. That is, to continue what we're doing now. We need to unite with other soldiers, and together, shoulder to shoulder, we will achieve victory much faster.
Did he sign up optionally 2 years ago to fight? He decided to go fight, like what inspired him to do it?
I volunteered to join the military. I was motivated by the fact that I want to defend my family, my children. And now I am here for this. This is a commemorative plaque with the chevron of our brigade. I wanted to present you with our flag. On behalf of the soldiers of 30th Mechanized Brigade, I would like to thank Artur Rehi and his subscribers for their help in purchasing this vehicle, which will soon go to the eastern borders of our country to fight the enemy. Together to victory. Glory to Ukraine!
Snipers, and you've also brought a lot of Western trophies along right here, guys. You know,
sometimes we do not only sniper job, also different one.
And so snipers, can you tell us a bit about that? Like in terms of, are you using like Western sniper rifles, the Barrett, like type of things?
We most use it calibers like 338 and 308.
Yeah.
Most of Western, not Ukrainian. We have only one Ukrainian UR-10 308.
Okay.
Two.
Oh, you got another one. Being a sniper in a world with drones everywhere must be, what the right word is, scary, more difficult now. Like how has it changed what you do?
I think it's changed a lot. You need to know basics, how to cover, because how to hide, because
day and night.
Yeah, we have day and night, and we have enemies drones with thermal vision.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you need to hide your body. We know how to do it.
Amazing. Right. Okay.
We just need to take more stuff, and it's a little bit heavier. That's it.
To almost like get rid of all the heat from the body in some way, should we say? Yeah, which makes sense. And I mean, here's like, you go somewhere to a position, there's going to be some people that you're going to deal with. Like, how long do you wait? It's a strange question, right? But like, do you have to sit in the same place for ages, or are you moving around a lot, I guess, is the better question.
No, I think, sometimes we have positions like we sit there, we hide, and we spot like maybe all night. Most of all like this, but we change places, and we don't say that we don't stand there like for days. We just hours.
And are we after like high value targets like officers, or is it just dealing with advancing hordes of infantry, or a mixture?
Actually, it's like you just spot it, and you try to catch the best what you can. Like it's not officers, it's like, you know,
whoever there that's not Ukrainian.
Good.
And
we just have one rule: orcs must die. That's it.
Right. Well, that's perfect with the trucks, right?
Absolutely.
You're on brand. You've got I mean, are you using this as well, or is this part of the wider unit? You know, you've got here, obviously 115 shells, 155. Yeah. We've got Western rifles. I think there's, what have you got?
Yeah,
there?
it's
M1A2?
from Marks, yeah.
Are we starting to see more of this now arriving now the USA package is passed?
I hope so.
Yeah, and because I'm assuming in some instances you need it, right, to keep doing your missions as well. It's not just the artillery guys needing these.
Yes.
You need the bullets for your sniper rifles as well.
Yeah.
Were you finding that you had to ration? Did you have enough rounds to kill all the orcs you wanted, or did you have to pick orcs?
You know, it's always how to say. The more you have, it's better, you know.
Okay, right. Well,
because it depends. Even with the bullets for the sniper rifle, it's like.
We need it not only for work. We need it for trainings also.
Exactly. Yeah, because you practice all the time, right? Yeah, and new people that might be joining, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's depends how much you can use ammo on the positions.
Yeah.
Depends on what you have.
Because we've had this before with like mortar unit, right, where they're seeing 2 targets and they can only pick 1, you know, and this was a constant issue over the last few months, and there can be nothing more frustrating than seeing the enemy and not being able to
especially it's common problem for artillery and bigger.
Really bad. But you've got a Land Cruiser Prado. I mean, like, this is
wow.
This is like some sort of like Gucci truck.
Yeah, I will tell you honest. For me, it's even a little bit sorrow that we take it and we will use it on the front.
Are you going to look after it though? Aren't you? Like, I mean, inside, might keep it clean.
I think our commander will say like, no, it's too good. You will go by your walks on your feet. No, I'm joking.
So this man drove it over. The good friend of the founder of our charity, Ragnar, this was his car.
Yeah.
And he wanted it to go to a good unit. Right? And it sounds like you guys are going to use this in the right way, in the right places.
Absolutely.
And very much make sure more orcs die. Convoy 28 is complete. It was the largest one ever, over €500,000 of equipment. I think we had over 20 trucks here in the end, 4 units with FPV drones, land drones. You've heard and learned how soldiers are using different types of equipment in modern war, the reasons why they signed up, and why more men should try and help fight Ukraine. Hope you enjoy the video. We're now off to an FPV drone academy to see how pilots are trained. Please keep supporting Ukraine. We've got a number of campaigns going and we can win this war as quickly as possible. Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava.